Hey everybody, so here we are. This is my very last video that I will be making for my journey through X2 because it's over. I am completely finished. Just did my last photos and measurements and fit test, and so it's it. I'm done. I'm actually sad, which is strange, but I'm actually feeling kind of sad that it's over because I really liked it. And you know, I mean, the improvements just happened so quickly, and so I'm actually sad that it's over. And of course, you know, I love Tony, and you know, I mean, everyone says that, you know, pretty much that he's the, you know, their favorite trainer, but he really is. He just makes things so much fun. I mean, that's not to certainly be an insult to any of the Beachbody trainers, because Beachbody has the absolute best trainers in the world. Truly, I could get into, I really could get into a spiel about how amazing the Beachbody trainers are right now, because I just started working with a woman who has been using the Jillian Michaels 30-day shred, and after looking into it and actually watching one of the videos from that, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just not good, and so it really just makes me appreciate Beachbody's trainers even more, you know, and Beachbody in general, and Carl Deichler, and just everybody. I mean, truly, they're so amazing, and they put together the most amazing stuff. And you know, again, I'm not going to get into that right now. But yeah, just, you know, I love Beachbody, and I love their trainers, and I love Tony. So sad that it's over. You know, it feels like I've been doing it, you know, for so long, and so now for it to be over, it's kind of a funny feeling. But anyway, so, you know, again, feeling fantastic. You know, especially, I mean, you know, to go and think back about, you know, not only how things were when I started, but even, you know, just how things progressed through the phases. I mean, to think about where I was at the beginning of, you know, phase 3. I mean, it's just, the change just happens so quickly, so it's really amazing. As far as, you know, the numbers go, again, as I said before, I didn't expect a lot of change as far as, you know, the measurements or the number on the scale, because, you know, I don't really have weight to lose. It's just, you know, firming up, getting rid of, you know, the little bit of fat that's left on my body, and then building muscle. So if anything, I expected the numbers to go up, and for the most part they did. I've got my book right here. So in, I did, you know, I lost almost an inch in my waist, but, like, you know, my thighs, I lost a little bit there, lost a little bit in my hips. But, you know, like, my arm measurements went up, because, you know, I built muscle, of course, you know, and the number on the scale went up again, you know, building muscle, so not a big deal. You know, what's more important to me is, you know, how I look, how I feel, and my performance, and there's definitely a lot of growth there. As far as the numbers go, the biggest excitement is in the body fat percentage. I lost nearly 4%, which is really exciting, and that means I only have about 4 or 5% more to go before I am at my goal. My goal is to be at about 11 or 12. So, you know, I want to be, you know, I want super low, super athletic, you know, body fat percentage. You know, so in a way, kind of an extreme goal, but certainly, obviously, not an unrealistic one. Just, you know, I know that it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a slow process getting there. You know, the closer you get to, you know, those, you know, really super athletic numbers, you know, the slower the progress happens. But, you know, I'm going to get there. I mean, you know, hey, getting from, you know, I was about 20% when I started, so getting from there to about 16, which is where I am now, you know, that's a huge improvement. So very exciting. And then as far as my fit test goes, I wasn't really worried about necessarily what the fit test said on a lot of the stuff, because most of it, you know, I could already tell huge improvement just throughout tracking my numbers throughout my X2 journey. So a lot of the numbers with the fit test I wasn't too concerned about, but of course the two biggest ones for me were with pull-ups and push-ups. The push-ups I wasn't necessarily keeping track of so much because before starting X2 I could already do a pretty good amount of push-ups, but then when I finished doing the push-ups and the fit test, I just thought about where I was about 9 months ago. I could only do, I'm talking like it was a good day if I could do one good low push-up on my toes. And so now with my fit test today, I did 26. So that is just a ginormous improvement, and just so exciting, and just really helps to show how far I've come. And then of course with the pull-ups, that's probably that and the body fat percentage. Those are the two biggest things that I've gotten with X2. To be able to say that I can do a couple of unassisted pull-ups is just huge. And even though like Brazil butt lift, which is what I'm going to do next, that doesn't have any pull-ups. After that, I'm going to do a round of Chalene Extreme. That doesn't have any pull-ups. So even though my workouts programs aren't going to include pull-ups, I'm going to keep my pull-up bar up on my door. I usually keep it up anyway, and every now and then, probably at least once a day, I'm gonna hop up there and do some pull-ups, because I definitely want to keep improving in that area. I want to get to 10 at least. I want to be a pull-up machine like Tracy Morrow. But just to go from when I started, I could do I could pull myself about a third of the way up, and that was it. So to go from that to being able to do, I did about basically 3.5. Be able to do 3.5 unassisted pull-ups is huge, because pull-ups are no joke. And once you get to being able to do one unassisted pull-up, then then you're able to to increase a little more quickly. But to go from 0 to 1 is tough. And so that's huge, that I can do pull-ups now. It just makes me feel fantastic. So love that. Let's see, and then again, a lot of the numbers, like with the bicep curls, the in and outs, wasn't really too concerned about what the fit test tells me as far as those go, because I could tell, I know that my abs are so much stronger, and I know that my biceps are stronger. I don't need the fit test to tell me that. So wasn't too concerned about those numbers, or I'm already pretty flexible, so I wasn't worried about the toe touch flexibility test, or or anything like that. But the heart rate maximizer with the jumping jacks, that's something I am a little more concerned about, because I'm still working on getting my cardiovascular system in tip-top shape, because after spending so many years with, the absolute most sedentary lifestyle you can possibly have, my kind of exercise was walking from the couch to the fridge, which in my house was, about 10 feet. Seriously, that is all the exercise I got, just walking from place to place. And that was oh, am I there yet? Seriously, it's that bad. So after being that sedentary for so many years, my cardiovascular system was just nothing. It wasn't used to doing any work, so it just, it became nothing. So I'm still working on getting that, into tip-top shape. The improvement has been just incredible. And it's hard for me to fathom that, but truly, it's been incredible already. Do still have some ways to go, though. So, but anyway, the point is that, with the heart rate maximizer and the jumping jacks, it is something that I wanted to pay a little more attention to, because of, still wanting to get my cardiovascular system in better shape. And you know, I don't have a heart rate monitor currently. I need to get one. But not having one does make it a little bit harder, because especially when your heart rate is up really high, to just, you know, try to be able to count all the, you know, your heartbeats, you know, just, you know, by putting your fingers on your neck is a little tough. So I know that these numbers aren't perfect. But basically, at the highest point, the number was about the same as it was on day one, although I could tell that I didn't feel as worn out after the jumping jacks. And if I remember correctly, the first time I did it on day one, I had a really, really hard time counting my pulse and keeping track of it, because it was beating so fast. So it's safe to say that, especially my day one number, I don't think it's right. So I do think that I improved there. But then there's a much bigger jump from the first pulse measurement to the second one. My heart rate lowered a lot more than it did on day one. So that does show definitely improvement with my cardiovascular system. And of course, I mean, the biggest thing for me, you know, I mean, the fit test is good, but it's really almost unneeded to do it at day 90, because if you tracked you know, your progress throughout the workout, then you already know how much improvement there's been, and there definitely has been a lot of improvement, and very, very exciting. So thank you, Tony. I will see you again very, very soon. You know, I love Beachbody. There is, you know, no denying that, and anyone who knows me, or, you know, is friends with me on Facebook or anything like that, that should be something that you already know. But yeah, that's basically it. P90X2, as I said, is over with for now. We will meet again, but for now it's done. I finished all 90 days, and, you know, I did have some, you know, some missteps along the way. A few days where, you know, my nutrition especially, you know, I let that slack off a bit. You know, so could it have been better? Sure, there's always room, you know, to make things better. But, you know, I'm moving forward and continuing on, and things will only get, you know, continue to get better. You know, I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting, especially now. You know, I really feel like after X2 that I'm really on the right path, because before I did have some trouble kind of, you know, staying focused. But I really feel like, you know, things are really going to get better now. So yeah, things are good, feel great, and I love it, and definitely recommend it to everybody. You know, if you're not quite ready, you know, for X2, fine, you know, do something else first. But definitely recommend X2 to everybody. I really feel like it's a very cutting edge program. You know, there's stuff in X2 that you will not see anywhere else. So good stuff. Very excited to move forward and to continue on, and I can't wait to do round 2 later this year. So that is it. I'll probably continue to make videos because I really enjoy it. So I'm probably going to continue to do the videos, you know, throughout, you know, Brazil Butt Lift, throughout Shirlene Extreme, throughout whatever I do after that. But as far as X2 goes, that's it. This is the last one. I am signing off, and I will see you later.